She said she won't play with me. Let's look at different ways to respond to this and see how they play out. There's lots of kids here to play with. Find somebody else. This is a dismissive response, and it's one I typically see adults use when they're absolutely exhausted or just don't have in that moment the emotional capacity to support the child. Unfortunately, this child doesn't learn that her needs matter to this grown-up and doesn't learn how to navigate the social situation in a more productive way. Let's go talk to him. Come on. Children, it's not okay to tell children that they can't play. You guys all need to play together. You can't do that. Are you ready to include your friend? This kid learned that the adult has the power. That tattling means that an adult is going to come and use their power to overpower the other children. This kid still has not learned how to productively be in a social relationship. And neither have the other kids that were doing the excluding or saying you can't play with us. They don't want to play. Yikes. I want you to go back over there and use your words to tell them, okay? Everybody can play here. Use your words. Go on. I appreciate that this grown-up has slowed things down a little bit, heard a little bit about what's going on, and told the child to go re-engage on their own. Okay, re-engagement is the act of repair for children. However, this grown-up has said to use their words, and she didn't give the words. The child is probably going to need more help. So let's say they go over, we haven't given them the words to use. They try to get back into the play. They still can't get back in. I bet that in the next couple minutes, the same kid is coming right back to that teacher saying, they won't play with me. Well, we could go together. We could try saying, hey, I want to play. Can we stop for a minute? Oh, that's a good idea. We could say, want to play a different game. Okay, you're right. Everybody can play. Let's go talk to those friends. I'll look behind you. This grown-up has heard what's going on for the child. They bent down, they got on the child's level. They listened to the story. Listening to the story is an opportunity to help the child to integrate. So if I hear something that they're not noticing, I might add that in. Oh, wow, they were running really fast, faster than you. I'm adding that in to help the child make sense of what has gone down. And then I open up a space for brainstorming. I don't know, we could say, hey, let's stop for a minute. I want to play. We could say, I don't know, what do you think, right? And then the child says maybe something like, I could ask for a different game. Okay, great. And then I'm still gonna stay close, okay? Let's go do it. The child now knows what they're gonna say. They have maybe a gesture that they're gonna use to intervene. And I'm gonna stay about arm's distance, definitely ear and eye shot distance, so that if something comes up and the other children need help, including this child, then I'm there to help them. Oh, wait. Friend said she wants to play. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Some people might call that recasting. Some people might call that providing support. And what I'm doing is slowing it down enough and offering my presence to help the children feel seen and to figure out a way to move forward that feels good to everybody. This is hard work. No wonder you are exhausted after you do this with groups of children or sibling sets or classrooms day in and day out. Helping children feel seen, whether they're the child who feels like they can't get into the play or they're the child who feels like they're being excluded from the play, is a critically important gift for adults to give their children. But if we are moving too quickly and if we can't see the world from our children's eyes, we're not going to be able to give it. And what it takes to see the world from your children's eyes is to remember what it felt like to be a child and not have anyone to play with, or to be a child and just want to play with your best friend. If this is consistently happening with my sibling set, with my group of children, with my daycare, with my classroom, then I'm going to think about, okay, where else can I weave these themes in? Do I have books that address these themes? Can I do a writing exercise about these themes? Can I tell a story about these themes? When it's time to go outside and play again, I'm going to make sure that I'm priming these children. When we go outside, everyone plays. What could we play? What are some of the things? We could play dodgeball. We could play tag. We could play, I don't know, Dolly's house. I can even say, what can we notice about other children? We can notice if someone's sitting by themselves. If you saw somebody sitting by themselves, what would you say? I'm looking to make space for the child to say, I could get up and go sit next to them. Does that mean the child is going to automatically go do that? It absolutely does not. But it means that the it's turning, right? It's getting in there. Okay, so I'm like, okay, yeah, we could notice, what does it look like when somebody feels lonely? What does it look like when someone feels sad? What does it look like when someone needs a friend to play with? What are the ways to be the friend? I could say, want to play a different game. I could say, hey, let's run slower so everybody can play. I could say, let's do something, let's take a break. Most children are going to need to have these conversations with many different adults again and again. So if you're feeling exhausted and like can't even deal, and you're like the first grown-up who's like, just go find somebody else to play with, take a hot second for yourself, get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea, call a friend, take a deep breath. You can do this. You know how to do it. You have everything it takes. You were a child. You know what this feels like. Keep going. Just one foot in front of the next, one child after the next, heart-to-heart connection, knowing that you are absolutely the best grown-up to help these exact children work through this in this particular moment.